What's going on, everyone? So, it looks like the Los Angeles Lakers are going to sit basically everybody. Rui Hachimura, at the time of recording this video, is the only one that is out, but everybody from Reeves, Luka, LeBron, Dorian Finney-Smith, Jared Vanderbilt, they're all questionable for this upcoming game, which means that more likely than not, most, if not all of them, are going to sit, right? Maybe the Lakers go and do a Reeves thing where Austin Reeves kind of gets to just go out there and cook, and maybe he can drop 40 and maybe you squeeze out a win, right? It's always a possibility. It looks like the Lakers are pivoting to the Dallas Mavericks because this is the first game of a back-to-back. Play the Oklahoma City Thunder, who you just beat, just embarrassed on their home court, right? The narrative, the conversation is, oh, hey, Lakers, they're for real, they're this, right? You already got the momentum shift in that, right? So there is an argument to be made of hey, you don't have anything to prove against OKC. You're playing a back-to-back, right? It's tough. You could go 100% all out and still lose to OKC. And now you got to go back and play Dallas again. And, if they catch fire and get hot or something like that, or you're exhausted and they're on 4 days rest, right? This could be a thing where, you end up wearing guys down and you still lose 2 games. And now the Houston and the Portland game kind of become a must win. Because you got to remember, the Lakers have to win 2 games. They win 2 out of these next 4, then they lock up and secure the 3 seed. The Lakers themselves have said that they're prioritizing, home court advantage, that JJ Redick, he understands the value and how important it is, especially for a team like the Lakers that have been so good at home this year. They've been one of the best home teams in the entire NBA. So there's value in that to be a home court team. Now, again, you could go in, play everybody, beat the Thunder, right? Beat the Dallas Mavericks, and now you can rest the last 2 games and get a week and a half and all that stuff. So, there's ways and multiple ways that they could approach this and look at it. But again, it's up to the organization regardless of how we feel about it. Personally, I get it. I'm okay with them sitting against the Thunder. You have to beat the Dallas Mavericks tomorrow. If you lose to Dallas, you're in trouble, right? Now, again, they only have to win 1 game to secure the 6th seed. But if you, for whatever reason, lose to Dallas, right? Dallas is rested. They shoot the lights out. Klay Thompson knocks down 8 threes. And, Anthony Davis, because we don't have anyone to stop him. And it's a revenge game for him. He drops 50 and you end up losing that game. You could be in trouble because now Houston is a must win. Yeah, at Portland, they probably pack it in and decide hey, let's just lose this game for, draft considerations. But still, there is a version of this where the Lakers, they fumbled this because, you decide to rest everybody. So the Dallas game now becomes an absolute must win where if you kind of go out for the Thunder game, you beat the Thunder, right? Well, then now, yes, I still want to beat Dallas because now you get it done. You get it out the way. Now you don't have to worry about it and you can move on and then figure out, do you want to rest the last few games? Do you want to go into the playoffs, right? To me, I'd rather just take care of business now, right? I'd rather just kind of get it over with now, secure the 2 wins. I know it sucks you're on a back-to-back, but you can rest when the job's finished, right? You secure those 2 wins. You're going to get a week off right before the playoffs. Finally, Lakers haven't had that since the 2021 season, right? So they've been a play-in team every year since, or missed the playoffs, right? So now you're going to get that week rest. And then if you want to, you can rest another, week between these games. And, now you got essentially 2 weeks rest going into the postseason, which would be great for LeBron and Luka and Reeves and, just all these guys who are banged up and dealing with these little nagging injuries and all that stuff. My thing is that, you're now putting yourself, because chances are you're going to sit everybody. You're going to lose to the Thunder. Could the Thunder sit everybody and, maybe you end up winning 2 still, or, crazy things happen, right? Maybe the Thunder play and you're in the Thunder's head and you just beat them, right? If you're not going to play Reeves and all these other guys, if you were to play Reeves, we've seen Reeves and the role guys get wins against Boston even, right? So there is a version where if you played at least Reeves, then maybe you squeeze out that win. Or maybe you do something where you play Reeves and LeBron. try to go get the Thunder win, and then have Luka and Reeves play tomorrow. And so, you have like Luka get rest in this game because the Dallas game is his return. So you want him to kind of, be prepped and ready for that game. And you go like Reeves and LeBron for the Thunder game. And then, if you lose that game, no biggie. Now you got, LeBron can get the rest against Dallas. And now you have Reeves and Luka and, all the other guys to get ready for the Dallas game to win that game. I don't know. I mean, again, at least at the time of recording this video, things could change, right? Maybe they play everybody. Who knows, right? Maybe the Lakers go, hey, let's try to get these wins. But I don't imagine that they will. I don't think you put your entire roster as questionable, right? To now, we're just going to play everybody, right? I think, could a couple of those guys play? Maybe, like I said, Reeves and Dorian Finney-Smith, and try to see if, like, maybe Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent can give you 20 again each. And you have, maybe Jordan Goodwin has a good game. Maybe get some Shake Milton. I mean, Shake Milton's a guy that can go drop 18. We've seen him do that, right? Maybe you just end up squeezing out and stumbling into a win against the Thunder. It's possible. You never know, right? But no, I would prefer the comfort and peace of mind of like, okay, we got it and it's out the way. Now, again, Lakers could go all out, play everybody, and you still lose to the Thunder. All right? It is very hard to beat a team twice, any team, twice in a 3-day span, basically a day in between. And on top of that, you're playing the best team in the NBA. Oh, and then on top of that, you're playing them at home both times. Oh, yeah, and on top of that, you just embarrassed them and beat them by 27 on their home court, which is like the worst loss that they've had this season, right? Like, it's just, you start looking at things and it's like, you're going to get the best version of the Thunder this game because they're not going to want to lose again to you guys. Maybe you're hoping if we sit everybody, the Thunder will kind of go into that game a little more relaxed, right? Maybe the Thunder will go into that game like, you know what? Like, okay, cool. They don't have anybody, so let's go out there. So maybe you can keep it close enough to where you can steal a win or something. I just am somebody that's like, complete the job, get the job done. Job's not finished. Finish the job, finish the task, do what you're supposed to do, get that out of the way. And then you can figure out, how do you want to approach this? Do you want to rest that extra week? Do you want to, just have them play to keep guys in a rhythm, right? Because that's another thing too. You don't want to have too much time off. You sit 2 weeks and then you go into, the first round of the playoffs and, now you're rusty and you're cold and, guys can't hit shots and, Luka's just getting back into a rhythm. Luka's just starting to look like the Luka we know and love, right? Has he completely gotten over his inconsistency shooting the basketball, right? Not worried about Luka. Luka will figure it out. And again, the playoffs are tailor-made to Luka's style of play and the half court and all that stuff. Same thing with LeBron, same thing with Reeves, right? I trust those guys to figure it out and get it done. But you could end up having that instead of that game one where you come out and you're just blazing and, you run whoever you play in the first round out the gym and you start 1-0 and you set the tone and you set the standard, you do all this stuff to now, hey, it's a tight game, maybe even lose that game or something, right? Something crazy happens because you can't buy a bucket because guys aren't in rhythm. There's a lot of things here that the Lakers are really going to have to kind of keep in mind and evaluate. Again, at the end of the day, health is the biggest thing, right? Even if the Lakers lose game one, I trust them to win the series, right? Guys get in a rhythm, Luka and them will be fine. Again, I'm not saying that they would. I'm just saying there's all these possible scenarios that the organization has to look at. Right, and JJ Redick and these players and all of that have to look at, have to prepare for, have to understand, like, hey, now we need to make sure that we're building that momentum going into the season. You go and you win, what is it, like 7 out of 8 games or whatever by the time that stretch happens, right? Like you go and you do that, right? Because you win your last 4 games and you beat Houston and you beat the Thunder and so you won your last 5 games. You beat Memphis, you beat Houston. And then, you had that one loss to the Warriors, but still, you won 7 out of 8 games going into the postseason against some of the top teams in the league, Houston twice, OKC twice, right? And now you're ready to go off. And now the momentum's changed. The media and everybody's like, the Lakers are coming. You don't want to play late. Now this team, Memphis has to play you, and they're just like, dude, we just lost to them. They just went on a streak, right? There's just, again, a lot of things that have to be evaluated. Again, I'm fine with them sitting against the Thunder. But you cannot, by any circumstances, lose to the Dallas Mavericks. Because if you beat Dallas, now all you have to do is essentially just beat Portland and you're fine, right? I would like to go in and try to beat Houston and get it out of the way, and then you can sit guys in the Portland game. But if my concern is the basketball gods gave you some favors. Warriors lost, Nuggets lost, put you in a position to where 2 wins. Hey, here you go. On a plate. 2 wins. You're the 3 seed. All right. You start playing with the basketball gods. We've seen it. Boom. All of a sudden, it's like, oh, you want to pack it in against the Thunder. All right. Well, Klay Thompson's going to hit 10 threes. And Anthony Davis is going to go off for 50. Oh, and, Houston. It's just, it could get a little shaky is my point. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Feel what your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.